メジャー翻訳速報。山本由伸投手の投球に現地メディアからも称賛の声が集まっています。特にブルペンでのファストボールの質の高さにウィル・スミス選手も驚きの表情を見せていました。大谷翔平選手も着実にリハビリを進め、メジャーのマウンドへの復帰に向けて歩みを進めています。今回は開幕へ向けた日本人選手たちの調整の様子を現地メディアの反応とともにお届けいたします。この動画が面白いと思っていただけたらチャンネル登録、高評価よろしくお願いします。
Welcome you inside our Sportsnet LA studios, joined tonight by Jerry Hairston Jr., Tim Cates. Jer, I want to begin by thanking you for holding it down, keeping my seat warm. I was enjoying a nice spa day, but then I got the word that it was El Bencho for you, and I had to come back in today.
Yeah, John, it happens. You know, I did enjoy my time hosting for one night, but you know what? We're back to reality. John is the host. Let's get going.
Was he good, Tim?
He did a fantastic job last night. Did great.
I'll pay you later.
Thank you. I like the wink there. While there have only been 3 official full squad workouts, all of the players have been in camp for several days. More than that, enough for Dave Roberts to get a really good look at his 2025 team. Today, Doc was asked about the early good vibes in Arizona.
There has been a lot of positives. There's a lot of good energy, a lot of good conversations, coaches, players within players. I just like the focus, the energy from the new guys, the guys that have been here. As far as standouts, man, it's a long list. I think Yoshinobu is really coming really good. I think that Tanner Scott, just kind of seeing him. I think Bobby is really on his way back to reestablishing himself. There's just a lot of good things going on, and really Teo looks fantastic. So I just feel that we're all in a good spot.
All right, so we heard Doc listing a few standouts there. For you, Tim, what has really stood out to you over the first week or so for the Dodgers in Arizona?
I think it's been the leadership of this Dodgers team, and in particular, Mookie Betts, from the wing eating contest on Monday night to really just embracing the new guys in this clubhouse. And we saw the fun he was having on the field a couple of days ago during infield drills. You see him work with the younger players. You see him work with the new players. And Mookie, when he first got to the Dodgers, wasn't that vocal leader. You don't need to be a vocal leader. You can lead by example. That's certainly what he has done. But this seems like a more mature Mookie Betts. Maybe the podcast and doing that has opened him up a little bit and being more vocal. But certainly like what I'm seeing from Mookie Betts and being a leader in the clubhouse. And certainly we're seeing it on the field.
Yeah, he certainly has stepped into that leadership role. And really, you go back to his first year with the Dodgers, even though he surprised a few people when he addressed the team the first full squad day at spring training that year, trying to state and send a message. Jerry, how about for you? Your biggest takeaway, your early standout spring training?
I'll tell you what, I'm going with Yoshi. You know, I got a chance to see him pitch 10 pitches before I had to go up and do my sit-down interviews. He looked locked in. He looked fresh. He looked ready to go. I mean, spotting his fastball early with those live BP. You see right there, Will Smith say, man, that fastball's got life on it. And also that split, it's still nasty. Listen, when you come to spring training, I don't expect pitchers to really be locked in. Yes, they work in the offseason, but they're trying to find their footing and get ready for the regular season. But he understands he will be the opening day starter in Japan, in Tokyo. You don't think he knows that? He wants to make sure he is ready for opening night.
What a difference a year makes. Yeah. I mean, a year ago, he's coming in, doesn't know anybody really, comes into the locker room, and he's asked to go out and pitch, and he does a great job. But now that he's got his feet in the ground, he's done a really good job here being more vocal. We saw him at the wing eating contest. We've seen what he's done with Suzuki, kind of putting his arm around him and welcoming him where he was a year ago.
And not only that, he has some swag. We saw him there at Fan Fest. He's got some swag. He is a defending champion, John. And he's ready to go.
His level of comfort has certainly grown by leaps and bounds heading into 2025, and Blake Snell is another standout in camp. If for nothing else, just great to see him in Dodger blue as opposed to Padres colors or those Giants colors. Snell threw a live BP today, and afterwards he talked about what he's trying to get out of these early days of spring training.
More feel, understanding like myself, where am I at, how do I like my release, just like relearning myself again, and then understanding hitters, what did I see, what did I feel, what do I think I can do to get them out, what am I working on, like there's so much. It's just a chess match again, getting used to that.
Is your build-up program any different with like the Japan trip this year, or is there anything you have to work around with that?
No, just get ready. Yeah, I know like the start day, like once I signed to be here, I already was like planning like when do I want to start to get ready for that day. So.
Talked about the pitching depth, but when you have a day where it's like you and then Tyler and Kirby and like Tanner Scott thrown on the other side, like is it today like a good reminder of like, wow, there's just talent up and down the staff?
There's a lot of talent for sure. I think once games start, that's when you get more like excited. Because when you play games and you feel the competitiveness, you feel like we want to win, and that's where I've always felt like, what kind of team do we have this year?
What's it been like working with Connor and Mark so far?
I mean, it's more just getting to know each other. We haven't really worked like grips or anything, sequences. Tomorrow we'll talk and we'll kind of see what we thought of this outing, and that'll be my first real conversation about like pitching, pitches, shape, stuff like that. So I can answer that tomorrow. Don't come to me tomorrow though.
Let's hope so, but Tyler Glasnow, he was already an all-star for the first time last year. He established career highs in innings pitched and strikeouts, but his elbow issues, Tim, which he dealt with a lot when he was in Tampa, they popped up once again for him. He's hoping that these subtle changes in his mechanics will keep him healthy and maintain that effectiveness at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. And for Tyler Glasnow, he has got to stay healthy at the end of this season. It's great that he's going to come out like he did in 24 and have the kind of season he did, 20-plus starts. And he was fantastic for him last year. But he needs to come out and he needs to be healthy the long term for them and be able to pitch in October. Thankfully, it was only tendonitis that he suffered with in late August and missing September and October. But for Tyler Glasnow, the stuff is there. The arm issues hopefully are behind him. The serious issues are 2.5 years ago. So we've seen the last 2 years, 20-plus starts. He can get there here, hopefully in 25.
You know, when you're a big guy like him, and he loves when I say he's 6'12", because he is so tall, mechanics is always an issue for the taller guys, and trying to repeat those mechanics. So that's always on the back of his mind, because he knows he needs to have solid mechanics to be able to save his elbow and arm. Hopefully he has that figured out. I know a little tinker with mechanics. He gets that ready to go, and we can have him for the entire season.
Because as we saw early last year, a lot of people forget he is a problem when he is healthy out there. 14 strikeout game against Minnesota. Still more to come. Mookie Betts, all smiles, and why wouldn't he be as a 3-time World Series champ? Coming up, Kirsten sits down with Mookie, who talks about why his trade to the Dodgers was the best thing to happen in his career. Plus, a couple guys saying, don't forget about us. Dustin May and Bobby Miller both on comeback trails, albeit different types of comebacks. Dave Roberts on his 2 hard-throwing right-handers coming up next. We'll open the season with a 5-man rotation, then move to a 6-man when Shohei returns to the mound. You've got 5 guys, could be aces on the left side. And Tyler Glasnow, Blake Snell, Shohei, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Roki Sasaki. You've got Tony Gonsolin back looking good. Landon Knack is a starting option. Dustin May, Bobby Miller also having a good spring so far. And then the rich will get richer at some point when Clayton Kershaw returns from his foot and knee surgeries. We may see a lot of variations in the starting rotation to start the season. Possible hybrid roles for some guys, the Ross Stripling role, if you will. Jerry, do you think we might see a situation where we have a piggyback tandem, whether it's a Gonsolin and May or some of another combination of other pitchers?
I think we're going to see that. We just obviously talked about Tyler Glasnow. We got to make sure that he is healthy for the long haul. We might want to piggyback him, maybe a couple starts early on. To have guys like Bobby Miller, Dustin May back in the mix, those guys can come out of that bullpen in the 5th or 6th inning, provide us some length out of that bullpen, because we're going to have some guys from our bullpen won't be ready for the start of the season. So this is a pretty good opportunity to have these guys piggyback.
You're starting with guys on the injured list, and we've seen the last couple of years throughout the course of a season, the bullpen gets taxed, and you're signing guys like Brent Honeywell to come in and fill innings before the All-Star break. But that being said, the last thing you want is an Alex Vesey and guys on the bullpen pitching every 3 or 4 games in a week. You need the starters to go out there and give you some length. And if they can't, long relievers. You mentioned a Michael Grove type of role. Ryan Yarbrough the last couple of years did that for the Dodgers. This is a perfect opportunity. A Dustin May slide in for 3 innings, piggyback a guy who goes 4 innings. Something like that combination. We saw it last year in April and May. I think we're going to see it again.
You know, the last couple of days, I've been thinking about what we did to our bullpen. We taxed them so much last season. We got to remember that could have an effect on this season. So it's very important, not just the starters. We want to make sure those bullpen guys like Vesia have plenty of rest throughout the season so they're fresh at the end of the season.
And they do like bullpen games, so maybe we'll see a couple of those piggyback scenarios in that first month of the season. Dustin May missed all of last year after having a second Tommy John surgery and then had his torn esophagus. Bobby Miller struggled with shoulder issues and then command issues in 2024. Both guys looking to make a comeback now in 2025. Here's the skipper talking about his two hard-throwing right-handers.
Well, with Dustin, it's been 5 years of major league service, essentially, that he's spent a lot of time not participating, and that's been a frustrating road. But he is 100% healthy right now. Yesterday, he threw the ball extremely well, and he's had success at the big league level. I do feel that this year is going to be his best year. And I think there's a lot of excitement to be a full participant.
Bobby, what does he have to show you to kind of show that he's hit the reset button?
Well, I think I want to see controlling of emotions. I want to see better execution of pitches. I want to see better sequencing and using his pitch mix the right way, which I think all those things weren't in sync last year. I do believe he's healthy with a lot of work on his part. And so I think if that's the case, good things are going to happen.
Well, Mookie, another year in the books, another World Series championship for you. You spent 6 seasons with Boston. This is now about to be your 6th season with the Dodgers. Can you believe it's already been that long?
That's whew, it goes by quick. It goes by quick for sure.
It does. And you were very transparent this offseason. You said, all right, I now have 2 rings from the Dodgers. You've got one in Boston. We're trying to fill up a hand here.
Yeah.
With the moves that this team made this offseason, how much closer does that feel for that opportunity for you?
Whew, it definitely moves the needle. It definitely moves the needle. Being a Dodger has been everything for me. I mean, on the field, off the field. I mean, so many life opportunities have been created being a Dodger, and being amongst the front office that really wants to win. Like a front office that really wants to win is fun, man. They give you just the best product every day, and it's just really I gotta go out and do my job, and let's have fun and play baseball.
When you think about the guys that are in that clubhouse with you, it's the mindset, it's how you guys go about your job every single day. Can you just share with us what it's like and a little behind the scenes of the hard work and everything you guys put into having that success?
Once you step foot in that clubhouse, I think the precedent is set with Show, myself, Freddie, Miggy, Muntz, all the veteran guys. Like, we all work hard, and we all take pride in doing our jobs each and every day, and I think that leaks over into all the young guys. Obviously, it comes from up top, right? Those guys work hard. I mean, it really is just an environment that's hard not to be successful in. It's a successful culture, and once you're embedded in it, it's really hard not to start working hard and start to taste success.
Now you're coming into this season. You're going to be the everyday shortstop again. You obviously grew up in that position. But as a veteran in this league, what is it like for you personally, just having this new challenge for yourself?
It seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. Obviously there's a lot of stress that goes into it. Last year I didn't really get to prepare like I wanted to prepare, and I think that's where the stress kind of came from. Aaron Bates told me last year, your confidence is going to come from your preparation, and I feel like I did not prepare correctly last year. And so now that I have an off season, I had ample time to prepare, and I think I will be very at peace with how shortstop goes this year, and I think it's going to go. I think it's going to go great.
What was the biggest focus for you, though, just this off season, and it's from your learnings from last year?
To scrap all of that, everything, scrap it all, restart. Playing shortstop, I was 18, and I got moved off of shortstop at 18 or 19, I want to say, and so. In high school, when you're one of the best players around, like, nobody's gonna really teach you anything, and so I never really got the opportunity to learn. And this off season, I really got the opportunity to learn every move, everything about it, the intricacies of it, everything about it. And like, now when I go in, I have a full game plan. I have everything that I need to be successful, and that's why I think it'll be good.
Has there been anyone in specific that you've maybe kind of looked to or even seek some advice from?
Yeah, there's been just a couple guys. Some friends back home. I got to talk to Tulo a little bit. Tulo is a good friend of mine, so got to speak with him. I watch him on video a lot. Andrelton Simmons on video a lot. Brandon Crawford, Omar Vizquel. I mean, my wife got mad at me because every night I was watching shortstops. You just make routine plays, make all the highlight plays. Like if you look at my YouTube right now, it's like shortstop plays, shortstop plays, shortstop plays. So I really got these months to really embed myself in it, and that's why I think it's gonna be good.
So of course we have to go back to the World Series in Game 5 and that 5th inning, because you were a key catalyst in the mayhem that happened. How would you though just describe those moments, that game, and then of course ultimately the comeback and winning the World Series?
It was wild, man. It was wild, and we can speak on the Yankees all we want, but I really think it's kudos, shout out to us for just playing the game, playing the game the right way, playing full 27 outs. We had some heady plays there with some base running plays, and then we took advantage of a couple mishaps there, and then I think we really just stayed consistent the whole time. It doesn't really matter what the Yankees did. I think I'm more focused on how we fought the whole time coming back, and we applied pressure and were able to come out on top.
Exactly, and then you guys got to celebrate in Los Angeles. What was that like, being a part of the parade?
That was fun, man. That was a lot of people. My parade in Boston, that was a lot of people, and I'm very grateful for that. I think where I'm at in life, it means so much to me just because I'm in LA, and LA has given me so much, and so for me to for the Dodgers to be able to give back to LA and winning this World Series and all the things that we do, it just means so much to me, and I love it.
Can you give us a little insight as just to how fabulous the ring is going to be for the guys?
Honestly, I haven't seen it. They were walking around showing it, and I said I just wanted to wait to see it. So they keep bragging and saying they're very proud of it. So anything they're very proud of usually turns out to be pretty good. So anytime you get a ring, no matter what it looks like, that means you did something good.
It's going to be special, and it's going to set an incredible tone for this 2025 season. Mookie, thank you as always, and best of luck this season.
Thank you.
Today, Shohei threw his second bullpen of the spring as he works his way back to the Major League mound. Last pitched in a game August 23rd, 2023, 545 days ago. He threw 21 pitches today. That's up from 14 in his last bullpen. All were two-seam or four-seam fastballs. The three-time league MVP expected to join the Dodgers rotation sometime in May. While Shohei is going to return to pulling double duty this season, Chris Taylor enters the spring with a little more uncertainty. He was an all-star in 2021, but he's coming off his worst season in 9 years as a Dodger. CT comes in this year motivated more than ever to have a bounce back. And today, Doc was asked about Taylor's role in 2025.
I don't know right now. I've always said that one of Chris's superpowers, and he's won a lot of big games for the Dodgers in the biggest of moments, is his mindset, his mentality to be ready for whatever we ask of him. I still believe that's a superpower, and his ability to play all over the diamond. So he's got various gloves. He's healthy. He's moving really well. So it could be from third base to left field to center field. And I think after that, there's a second base in there. But I think CT just knows how to prepare himself. When you're in there every day, you can kind of tinker a little bit more because the rhythm and the speed of the game, you're kind of calibrated. But when you play 2 times a week, 3 times a week, it's hard to be a tinker because you never have something that sticks. And so that's something that I think is a struggle with him all the time, where how difficult that role is. But I just want to see competitive at-bats, when he gets run out there.
Yeah, we just heard Dave Roberts talking about how hard it is to work on parts of your game when you're just playing sparingly, Jerry. You don't have a lot of time to work on trying to fix certain things, and I imagine that's a real challenge for anybody who's not playing regularly.
It's extremely challenging, and you have a manager, Dave Roberts, who understands that. And Chris Taylor has said it himself in the past. His swing is complicated. When you're playing every day, you can afford to have a complicated swing because eventually you can find your rhythm, tempo, and timing. But if you're only playing once a week, twice a week, you run up there against a closer or in a pinch hit at bat, you better have a simple swing. Short to the ball, put the barrel on the baseball. So I'm hoping he's learned from that because we know CT3 is dynamic when he's on the field. He can play left field, center field, shortstop, all over the field. Great athlete. You've seen him rob a home run right here. Incredible athlete. So hopefully when he does get those opportunities, it's more of a bat-to-ball skills type of swing.
Everybody's rooting for CT3, and certainly his versatility, playing multiple positions, makes him valuable. He wouldn't be on this roster right now and gotten the deal that he got a couple years ago if it wasn't for the fact that he can play 4 different positions, and his offense certainly backed that up at the time. If the offense isn't there, I'm not sure how much leeway they're going to give Chris Taylor in 2025 because there's a lot of guys knocking on the door that can play outfield, that can play multiple positions, that, yes, will produce offensively. So if he's not producing, they've given a lot of opportunity to him. He's got to produce now.
Tell you what, I love the leg kick, especially the second half of my career. The more at-bats I had, the higher the leg kick. But if I was playing once a week, twice a week, I went to a 2-strike approach right away to help my timing. Hopefully, he has that 2-strike approach to give him a better chance at the plate.
Hopefully a bounce-back year for Chris Taylor here in 2025 coming up. Some final thoughts on Photo Day. So, Jerry, during the break, gives you a chance to work on your best blue steel.
That's right.
Oh, can't wait. Cactus League play just 2 days away. The first of 20 games in Arizona is Thursday. Dodgers hosting the Chicago Cubs at noon. As usual, every single Cactus League game can be seen right here on Sportsnet LA. Then be sure to join us. We'll have post-game highlights and reaction on Access. Always fun to see the regulars get some at-bats, throw some pitches, and then see the prospects getting their chance to shine as well. It's Cactus League play beginning on Thursday. We have this tweet from the Dodgers on Photo Day today saying, besties. Love this. I'm not sure what these two guys have in common, but proof that Kike can pretty much make friends with anyone, which brings us to the fact that spring training, it's about getting ready physically for the upcoming season, but it's also about building that camaraderie, the team chemistry. Jerry, these things are also very important, especially when the season is as long as it is.
Chemistry is so important. That picture alone right there with Kike Hernandez with rookie Sasaki, that goes a long way because guys that are new, especially the young guys or guys coming from a different country, they want to be accepted. Guys, the veteran guys, do a tremendous job of making sure everybody is involved.
Remember, it was media day a year ago that Teoscar Hernandez took the phone when they were taking pictures and went up to Shohei Ohtani. And it was at that point we got to know Shohei a little bit better and Teoscar.
That was just the beginning of a very beautiful friendship, as they would say. Teo and Shohei have been friends ever since. That we're going to see some baseball games, Jerry, coming up on Thursday. I know you're excited to see the show Dodgers back on the field there in Arizona.
The show Dodgers against the Fighting Cubbies on Thursday. I cannot wait. Baseball is almost here, TC.
Love it.
For Kirsten, Jerry, and Tim, I'm John. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow, 6 p.m. We'll do it one more time before the games begin.
メジャー翻訳速報。山本由伸投手の順調な調整ぶりが印象的でしたね。ウィル・スミス選手もあのファストボールは生きていると太鼓判を押していました。ライブ BP でのスプリットも鋭く、開幕戦での活躍が今から楽しみです。そして大谷翔平選手は2度目のブルペン投球を実施、21球を投げ込み、メジャーのマウンドへの復帰に向けて着実に歩みを進めています。ドジャースには実力派の投手が揃っていて、まさに黄金時代の到来を感じる春季キャンプとなっていますね。皆さんも今シーズンの活躍を心待ちにしているのではないでしょうか。このチャンネルでは引き続き現地からの最新情報をお届けしていきます。ご視聴ありがとうございました。